Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the metals price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see the gold, the silver, and palladium, and starting with the gold, of course, on the weekly here. For the channeling that we are looking for the gold, since of course this is a very massive push toward the upside parabolic move for the gold, we have here a potential 1, 2, and then wave 3, and then wave 4, and a wave 5 unfolding toward the upside. As you can see, the base channel taken from the wave 1 based on the wave 2 gives a very clear confirmation that this is a wave 3 since you have exited the base channel, ranging above it, hitting it as a correction, of course, and as a potential reversal here for a wave 5. And of course, we see the price entering the acceleration channel again and even pushing very, very massively toward the upside here, in even exiting the acceleration channel, which is a signal of a parabolic move. Very, very strong move here for a wave 5. However, as we can see that the price has finished here a potential wave 5, a 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5 in case this is a wave 4. But as you can see, there is no beautiful alternation here for a wave 5, meaning I think that we are still in a very longer wave 4 and a 5, probably to alternate with this wave 2 there. Now, in this case, of course, that you are still in a longer wave 4 here to finish up a potential wave 4 longer, meaning transforming this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, which is highest possibility for me. Currently, I'm investigating, of course, internally in case, of course, that we have here on the micro level one more push before moving in a very massive wave 4 and a 5. Therefore, of course, I'm estimating this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Internally, we're going to dive inside it. However, on the weekly, we look almost very close for a top. We are so much above the acceleration channel. And I believe that the acceleration channel has to be tested, of course, definitely, whether in a triangle sideways correction or in a deeper correction, and then pushing toward the upside in case we still have, of course, something to unfold for higher prices. So this is regarding the channeling. Now, if we dive inside the weekly here and within the count as a precise count here, we can see a 1, 2, 1, 2, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for your major wave 3, unfolding here a triangle, and then looking for a wave 5, of course, to finish is this white count here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, inside the wave 5, if we dive on the daily here, we can see after the triangle 1, 2, A, B, C, D, E, you have a 1, 2, and then wave 3, single move toward the upside, very impulsive and very strong move, of course, for the wave 3 here. We cannot consider that this is your wave 4 because you have double 1, 2s here, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Obviously, that this is not related to this very long correction for a wave 2, meaning you are looking at least at this one as a correction for a wave 2 because this works perfectly as alternation in time and in shape, of course, as pattern of where we have, of course, a flat for wave 2. You have a very strong zigzag for a wave 4, and you're looking here probably for something higher. Now, what is very interesting here on the weekly, we don't have any kind of triangle anymore, and that because we took the high, we got invalidation, and we are looking at 3 waves up here, and also, of course, invalidation for anything impulsive. Don't forget, because of course of a very massive wave 3 here reaching above the 2.618 and even higher, we cannot expect, of course, a wave 5 to unfold very strongly here. I'm expecting definitely something very shallow as a wave 5, probably ending diagonal and dropping down by simply taking the high or even in truncation, meaning that the wave 5 might get truncated here, failing to take the high and dropping down, and that because, of course, again, when this happens in a wave 3 for an impulse, do not expect, of course, something really strong to continue for higher. Now, currently, if we are in this ending diagonal, I'm expecting, of course, one more push toward the upside. Currently, we might be in a wave 4 for this ending diagonal for the gold here, and it might be, of course, unfolding one more high later on as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. In a deeper correction here, it might be a possibility 3 waves down, and that you have finished here 3 waves up, where you have 3 waves, three waves and potential impulse there to finish a wave C, meaning A, B, C for a wave B there. And this wave B here is, of course, finished, and you're looking for something deeper in a wave C, meaning an A, B, and a C still there, a possibility, and still have the same targets here in the blue zone, of course. But we have simply different, a little bit here, different fib levels that we might see, of course, in confluence at the one-to-one fib level, $3,775. So yeah, these are the possibility right now on a little bit bigger time frame. If we dive even inside it on the 2 hours chart here, we can see that this potential scenario as a correction, three ways down, three ways up here, and you got something as W, X, and a Y, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing wave C here. We, of course, start to see a signal of weakness. Yesterday, we mentioned this, that, of course, since you took the high here and the invalidation of triangle, and you took the high, which is, of course, a signal here that you're not even in a potential something bullish, right? But also you're not in triangle. Yeah, so it might be something as an ABC in case that this will transform into three waves and pushing down, or we continue simply the zigzags that we are looking here in a diagonal. Wave 4 is the highest possibility in the blue box, and we see a final zigzag wave 5. However, I repeat, I suspect, like I'm very looking here for something as truncation potentially for the gold, and that because, of course, the wave 3 also is looking weaker here than expected. I was expecting, of course, at least the blue box here, which is the most common target, but of course you always have lower targets. Normally 0.618 as well can be very likely, but yeah, so we simply took the high and we start to drop down, and that means, of course, it's a weakness as well for a wave 3. So I'm expecting wave 5 to be truncated here. So after wave 4, I'm expecting wave 5, meaning we will fail to take the high, and we're gonna finish 5 waves up, meaning wave 5. And then we drop down. And of course, this is regarding, of course, the massive move in a wave 3. Very understandable and very repeatable in the history of Elliott Wave. So this pattern that we talk about here. Yep, so these are my expectations. For the gold, I'm looking still for lower. The blue box is the same target still there to be watched, of course, at 4,160 or 4,130. And we'll see the reaction there, of course, again for the gold. That was it for the gold. Let's move for the silver as well, and let's watch a little bit the all-time history as well to understand where are we there. So for the all-time history in the silver is a little bit different than the gold, of course. It is much more likely that we are, of course, in a diagonal here in the all-time history, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, because of course we got 5 waves very close to each other's with the highs here. Now this wave 5, if we dive a little bit deeper inside it, you can see the wave 5, the zigzag that it has finished ABC here, has hit our target perfectly, our major target in the all-time history, where it is in confluence here. So we saw the $60 taken almost or around it, and we see, of course, probably continuation for higher prices. We're gonna watch this internally to see what do we expect still. So basically, this push toward the upside, which is your wave C here in an ABC, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now the wave 5 is somehow very extended, and we can see clearly that this wave 5 here is a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, finished 5 waves up. So basically, I would say even that it can be that this is a wave 3 there unfolding still, and you can still expect, of course, a wave 4 and a 5. And that because if you count this here as a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, you will see that this is one impulse towards the upside there. Yep, so on the daily also is very clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. Now, what I'm expecting here also for this scenario, in case we are in a wave 4 and a 5 still, I'm still looking for potentially this target in major target, of course, which is around the $76 Basically, what we saw yesterday for the silver is very interesting, and it is decoupling so much from the gold, showing even more strength than the gold. And that because, of course, again, it has the gap much better than the gold, and it has, of course, the price which is so much lower than the gold as well, which make it, of course, much more attractive right now, especially that the metals are pushing really higher. Now, what it can be this scenario happening here for the silver. First, we don't have any other option right now rather than taking the expanding diagonal, which is a very rare case scenario, but it works 100% perfect. The shark teeth are showing up very clearly, and where we see, of course, a very deep wave 4 in the zone 1. And of course, the targets are very, very close to the most common target for wave 5 in an expanding diagonal here. And this expanding diagonal is very rare, but it is, of course, very clear that this is what is going on here. And especially that we start to overshoot the wave B as an A, B, and a C expanding flat. Because if this is a 3 ways up, 3 ways down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can be a wave B and still can be, knowing that we overshoot it, but we still see a reaction. Yeah. So the reaction is, of course, giving a potential wave C still there as an ABC expanding flat, or it is really finished expanding a diagonal here, and we drop down for a new wave 4, of course, in this yellow scenario. Now, the wave 4 in the yellow is going to have a little bit different confluence here, I would say. So you are looking therefore for this area, for the 0.23. So this is going to be the wave 4, but if we break it, we might be in a wave C, of course, as an expanding flat here. Therefore, the priority right now to be watched is a wave 4, and the priority to consider here is the expanding diagonal. If we dive deeper to read a little bit the price here, so we can see, of course, double 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, probably still having even on the micro level 4 and a 5 toward the upside. And that because you are looking here also at a potential target for a wave 5 in diagonal, expanding diagonal. Yeah, so it might still be there. Because expanding diagonal would like to take the 1.38, 1.618 normally, but of course it can be uncommon target below, and you might still have, of course, a little bit push for higher, especially in double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You are already impulsive there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, so everything looks perfect, I would say, for this expanding diagonal there as an ending diagonal for a wave 3. But we're gonna see, guys, step by step. So basically, if you are looking here for a wave 4 in the white scenario, well, I would say it is time to push for higher. Okay, in case we are pushing still for this area, it is time to push for higher. Yeah, for the silver over there. Yep, so this is regarding the silver, but basically I'm considering, of course, on the micro level, probably that you might still look for higher. Let's dive 15-minute chart, just 1 second. Well, we are impulsive here, probably want to, not so much even. This is the impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, probably 4 and a 5. Well, it looks also a little bit impulsive, so we gotta be careful with it. Okay, it looks a little bit impulsive. We might not come back and take this area in the top, and yeah, we might dive directly, of course, for the wave 4 here in the yellow. So what to be tested right now in the silver is, of course, $52. Okay, 0.23. We'll see the reaction from there, and we push for higher, or we push for lower, which is a big ABC here. So first priority, second priority. Yep, Palladium. For Palladium, we are looking also on the lower time frame here for a potential leading diagonal, which is an ABC wave 1 correction, ABC wave 3 again, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The next target is still the same here for Palladium. Currently, what I'm watching on the lower time frame for the micro level is this area. So we have what is my price at 1411 here as invalidation, of course, of something bullish. 1 2 3 4 is not allowed to interfere. Currently we see, of course, something very deep, which is, of course, unfolding. Yeah, potential can be an ABC, but also it's still, of course, a wave 3 as well. Confirmation that you push for higher here is to take, of course, this confirmation for higher prices, because this is invalidation for anything bearish there. So 1472 can be your confirmation, of course, towards this target in a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, 1600, 1580, or around it. Preferably, of course, to see an A, B, and a C. Of course, is the same as we saw zigzag before. So I would like to see this impulse finished as ABC as well for Palladium. That was it for the metals. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.